one of the things we've heard all day is about Medicare cuts. Somehow the Medicare system's going to be cut. I'd like to get into that a little bit because it specifically helps Medicare. We've talked here a few moments ago about the donut hole. This is the prescription drug benefit, which, by the way, my Republican colleagues, which I guess are not here at the moment, when the prescription drug benefit Part D was put in place, the Republicans controlled this House with the President, and they never bothered to pay for that benefit. And so you want to know where the deficit came from? It came from there. It came from the two wars that the Bush administration started and didn't bother to pay for either. So we ran up the deficit. But here's the thing for seniors, to go back on my point here, is that the program provides very specific benefits to seniors. It provides a $250 this year additional benefit for seniors to pay for drugs. Those that fall into the donut hole, that donut hole begins to close this year, and in 5 years it is totally gone. In addition to that, it is explicit in this legislation that the Medicare benefits will not be reduced. Mr.
Well,
Tonko,
gentlemen, suffer
I will yield.
An interruption. You'll yield. Thank you. You know, I think what's important to note is the nomenclature on this one is rather offensive. Because we talk about the donut hole as being Medicare Part D, but who's paying that? Is Medicare paying that? No. You've got it. Our senior community, our senior citizens are asked to contribute. It's not Medicare paying for that portion. So this one was cleverly devised. Cleverly devised. You can almost see the game of footsie going on because somewhere people sat down and thought, hey, we can come up with this great clever name. Sounds attractive. Sounds tempting. A donut hole. But basically, I can tell you, many seniors come to me in my district and say, within a number of months into any calendar year, I'm at that threshold. And for those who aren't familiar with it, think of the simple donut with the hole in the middle. You get covered for a while, then you don't, then you do. And it's that threshold. And actuarial measurements could have told them right when you have to peak there to get people into their own pocket paying for this device that is hurting our senior community. So when we talk again about freedom, this is freedom from the donut of the worst kind. This is freedom from digging into your pocket and paying for your pharmaceutical needs to stay well or to stay alive. And so this measure is great about freeing us from that donut hole. But this is not Medicare funded. This is out of the individual's pocket, and it's hurting our senior community. And by the year 2018, we will close that hole completely. It's an expensive proposition, but again, as you pointed out, no one worried about paying for it. No one worried about paying for it when they came up with the plan, and I thank you for yielding.
I might add that between now and 2018, some of us are going to be around here, and we're going to give the federal government the power to negotiate drug prices. We're not there today. It's one of the things that's missing in this legislation that I wish was in it. But it will happen. No longer will they be free from competition.
I just want to add
Watson,
to, and
may I yield to you.
Thank you. Set the record straight because there have been so many distortions. In church last Sunday, and I'm Catholic, and it's Lent, and I was going down to take communion. I was 4 people before getting to the priest to get communion when someone that I knew leaned over and said, "Don't take my Medicare away." The distortions that are out there have to be set straight, and I really appreciate my colleagues and you, Representative Garamendi, for talking about closing the Part D donut hole. And you know, it was, I think, about $2,300 that you had to expend for your own prescriptions, and then you went into a period of time when you got no help and no discounts. Now that's going to be eliminated, and I just want to say for my friend who stopped me in church last Sunday, the legislation will allow 6,100 Medicare beneficiaries in my district who entered the Part D donut hole and are forced to pay the full cost of their prescriptions, that under this bill, these beneficiaries will receive $250 rebate in this year, 2010, 50% discounts on brand name drugs beginning in 2011, and complete closure of the donut hole within a decade. And a typical beneficiary who enters the donut hole will see savings of over $700 in 2011 and over $3,000 by 2020, and you'll be here to see that because you're from California too.
Thank you, Representative Watson, for making it so personal to your district, and the same savings are to be found in every one of our districts. We have different percentage of seniors in our district, but the fact is that there are very, very significant savings in this. I want to take up one other issue that has been raised over and over again by the Republicans in the most disingenuous and I think rather dishonest way, and that is the reduction of some $500 billion over the 10 years in Medicare expenses. Now, where do those reductions come from? They would let us believe that those come from that those savings are from the reduction of benefits. That's not true. There is explicit language here that benefits will not be reduced. I'll tell you where the money is going to come from. It's going to come out of the pockets of the insurance companies that have ripped the federal government off to a fairly well for the last 6 years, ever since the George W. Bush administration created the Medicare Advantage program, which they did, incidentally, in reconciliation. It is abominable that this government has had to pay a bonus to the insurance companies to provide Medicare Advantage programs, when in fact they said they could do it cheaper than the fee-for-service Medicare program. 16% bonus over and above the average cost of Medicare for seniors is given to the insurance company for no good reason. Those days, that bonus, that unintended and unnecessary profit is going to be over. Secondly, there is fraud and abuse in the Medicare system, not from the seniors who are striving to get their benefits, but rather from purveyors, doctors, medical device people, and out-and-out fraudsters. We're going to be hiring some of those people that were talked about earlier from the IRS and the CMS, the Medicare office. Those folks are going to be out there chasing after criminals that are ripping the Medicare system off to a fare thee well. That's where the reductions are coming from those two places. I yield to Mr. Tonko.
Sure.